Well, welcome to the HonorCast. My name is Nathan Heredia. Welcome back. My name is Nathan Heredia. I'm the Student Success Advocate here at the Pat Tillman Veterans Center, and with me is
Elise Richmond, the Events and Communications Coordinator.
As always, welcome to the first part of our series, Sun Devil 101, where we take you step by step through the process of becoming a military-connected Sun Devil and offer insights and resources, all for your success. So, Elise.
That's right.
What are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about admissions, and then you're going to talk about tuition assistance.
It's true.
That's true.
Elise, what would you say is the first step in order to start getting enrolled and admitted at ASU?
Well, I think when you're deciding if college is right for you, the first thing is to explore what you want to do career-wise, right?
Mm-hmm. And then that could also involve like researching what that degree looks like, who teaches the courses,
the curriculum,
what they do.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So just exploring, researching, knowing what you want to do, and if it's offered.
Yeah.
And to piggyback off that, the resource that we would recommend is Weems.
Yes.
That's a good website.
So Weems.
Yes. Tell them about Weems, please.
I will absolutely tell people about Weems. So Weems is it's a website through the VA, and basically it tells you can search up the school that you're interested in, and then from there you can look at the degree that you're interested in as well to see if that is covered by VA benefits. So I will tell you right now, if you are interested in coming to ASU and you want to do like flight mechanics, you should definitely look up Weems to see if that specific degree is going to be accepted, because that one I know for sure. I don't think it's actually called flight mechanics, but it's some kind of like flight aeronautical thing. That might not be covered. So make sure before you go through the entire process that the degree that you're looking for is going to be covered.
Yeah, so after you check out Weems and you see that your degree is available, you can go ahead and fill out the application online.
Elise, I want to talk about tuition assistance real quick. Is that okay? Tuition assistance is basically, it's like the military is like, we will cover a certain amount of your degree. Here's some money. And so what you would do as an online student, because most people who are using tuition assistance are usually online just because they're at different bases around the world. So they would just go to, they could even just look up ASU PTVC forms, click on that link, and then scroll to the very bottom. There is an upload voucher link for tuition assistance. So basically, the deal is that usually education centers on bases will provide a certain amount of money, and then the school, and this is what makes Arizona State University so great, they don't just match that amount provided by the education center. They end up paying for the rest of that semester. And so it doesn't cover fees or all fees, but it does cover a very large amount of the per semester account. So
gotcha.
And that's called the Military Reservist Scholarship for those who are interested. So if you need help applying for online school, just reach out to the ASU Online team. It's literally just militaryonline.asu.edu. Your go-to contact will be your success coach. Every single person is granted one. And so when you go onto your My ASU, once you've already gone through the process and you're good to go, if you scroll down on the right side of the page, there will be an academic advising tab. Click on that, and then below there should be your academic advisor as well as your success coach who, like us, work with military-connected folks and want to ensure your success. So who should people go to if they have questions about admissions process?
Yeah, so your liaison for any questions in the admissions process is going to be John McGuire, and we'll have him here after a bit to answer some questions.
We will.
Yeah.
And then what happens after they've submitted their application, they've talked to John, what happens next?
Yeah, so you're waiting, and then after that, you'll hear notice of admission from ASU, and after that, you're set. You're set.
You're set.
You're set to be a student.
That's all there is to it. And then you're done.
You're done. Get her done.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, well, now feels like a good time to introduce our guest, John McGuire, and take it away, Elise.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much. We're here with John McGuire. Thank you for being here. Do you want to introduce yourself for us?
Sure. My name is John McGuire. Thank you for having me. Appreciate this big spotlight. A little bit about myself. I'm a Navy brat. right? So for many, many years, my dad did 22 years, I think. So been all around the world. Tried college my first time and didn't quite work, so I enlisted in the Navy myself. So I am a veteran. Spent 8 years in till they medically discharged me. And then from that point, I utilized my GI Bill to finish my undergrad. Did Voc Rehab for my teaching certificate.
Nice.
But yeah, I spent some time with USAA doing insurance stuff. And then, as we were talking before, K-8 education, I did 12 years there. And I've been with ASU for 3 years this past July. So.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've had a long, very fun life, it sounds like. What did you do in the Navy?
I was K-9 handler.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So no, they're not on ships. So my first year and a half, I was on a ship, no Carnival Cruise Line. All my sailors out there know that for a fact. But yeah, after I did my sea time, if you want to call it that, I did not do a deployment. So I'm sorry. My other Navy buddies will get that too. But law enforcement was my deal. And when I went through training for law enforcement, I strove for number 1 in the class so I could get to K-9. Because I spent about 6 weeks in Charleston working with the K-9 unit before I went to school. And I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I know in the Air Force, like K-9 was like the most coveted thing. That's why people did security forces. Yep. So that makes sense.
Oh, I'm not even in the military. I'm like, that's what I knew about. I was like, yeah, work with the dogs. Heck yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So what specifically made you take this role as a military recruitment coordinator?
I feel like it was a good fit. It was literally luck. Look, I quit teaching, right? Like I did it for 12 years. I'm like, I gotta go. And then as the job search started, ASU came up, this position came up, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. I've got a military background, I've got some education background, and hopefully I wowed the folks during my interview because I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm longevity too, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I had the same experience. I was just searching for stuff and found the ASU listing. I was like, I could do that. Now I'm like, oh, this is a whole family, and it's just awesome to be here. So, and now we're doing the podcast. So it's crazy how things grow in just 1 year.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
I know you probably already said this, but how long have you been at ASU?
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
3 years.
How is it? How's your role changed since you came on board, and really, what do you do in the admissions process?
I am the face of ASU when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah.
Even though ASU Online has about 30 of me,
Right.
I'm the face.
Right.
So any primary contact, unless they go to ASU Online directly, which happens often, but sometimes I'll get the trickling in of folks that are wanting online, but I'm the on-campus person. So I handle all the things that come in, emails and phone, and people call me all the time. And so I am basically the gatekeeper. So things that I can work on from an admissions perspective to get folks in on campus programs, that's my primary job. Not passing people off, but sending folks over to ASU Online, since that's their primary job, with other folks that do that same thing. Sure. And then our Pat Tillman Veterans Center taking care of all of benefit information.
Right. So how many students do you deal with personally?
Thousands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just kept track of the month of July just to kind of feel my workload, and I was in touch with 187 students just for the month of July.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Very important guy to know.
I bet your May was just absolute hell as everybody was graduating.
The funny thing is, though, I don't have a peak season or a down season. Like, I'm pretty steady throughout the entire year because the majority of my population are transfer students, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, they've been to college, they know what they're kind of doing, they're finishing things up, and then so the process is a little bit different, you know, because we got folks starting in the spring, some people want to start in the summer. Right. So I do have a handful of first-year students that are, you know, dependents, you know, and they're wanting to deal with their benefits and things. So, and a couple of graduate students every once in a while, but yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of, I guess that kind of plays into my next question is, what is one of the most common questions you get asked by students when they see you?
Mostly, how long does the process take?
Yeah.
Is that how long? And even though you can read it in a couple of different places, in the 3 years I've been working, I have set between 4 and 8 weeks to get a decision. Sometimes I get folks that want to join today, right? Or they'll email me a week before classes start and say, hey, how can I get an ASU? I'm like, well, you can start by shooting for the spring, right?
Yeah.
But timing is usually the biggest thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was one of our questions, was the turnaround time. So
what would you recommend, like, if somebody's trying to start in the fall, when would you recommend they start working on these documents, transcripts, enrollment process?
Honestly, earlier, the better.
Okay.
But at least that 2 months. At least 2 months, because transcripts can take a while.
Right.
If we could talk about CCAFs, I mean, Air Force people are going to say, oh, yeah. They were taking months to get into us through the Air Force. And then Parchment came through and said, oh, we can help with that. So now Parchment was getting them to us. Now that's starting to slow down, too. So I'm like, But transcripts can take a while.
yeah.
It's all good.
So I guess kind of backtracking a little bit, but how did you know college was for you when you first joined?
Joined ASU?
Yeah.
Happen chance.
Yeah.
It was happen chance. I'm just glad that I had the experience of going through voc rehab to get my teaching certificate, because I ended up working through Rio Salado. So I had to apply. I had to do the transcripts thing. I had to work with VRNE, which is the Veteran Readiness and Employment. Voc rehab in my day, right? I'm not going to date myself too badly, but a lot of y'all weren't born yet when I was in school. I like the collegiate environment.
Yeah.
I really do. I was sad when I first started in my career that I went to Colorado State, did an Air Force ROTC. I did Air Force ROTC.
Yeah.
See, so, right?
There you go. Okay, not so bad.
Thank you.
Redemption.
But for me personally, and you don't discover it until you figure it out, that academics and military did not go well with my brain. Late when I was a teacher, I discovered that I have dyslexia, right? So that in my collegiate time was not very good. So especially when I finally figured that, okay, I can focus on school, not just the military at the same time. I tried to, actually, when I tried to work on my master's degree, I was a full-time dad.
Wow.
I was not working, but full-time grad school, and my son was 2.5 and like 10. So raising 2 boys, trying to go to grad school didn't work either.
No.
So grad school is not in my picture right now.
So what would your recommendation be for someone who is like, well, I'd really like to go back to school, but I don't know if I have the time, and what would your recommendation be for that sort of student?
That one's a personal, they got to figure out how they're going to do their time management personally. And literally every person's different. You know what I mean? But definitely you have to carve out time for studying. And I think that was my problem as an undergraduate. Like, I was gung-ho military, doing all this, and then didn't realize how important the academic piece was. So time management, and it can be a little bit different because oftentimes we are told in the military what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Right.
And then you all of a sudden have all this time and freedom and like, oh, it's my schedule.
Yes.
Now I have to be responsible for this.
Yes.
So I applaud all of our veterans that are doing this with families too. I know how tough that is.
Yeah.
But there's tons of supports here at ASU that will help make that happen.
Absolutely. And as Sean said in the last episode, it doesn't have to be for everyone. College may not be the decision for you or the path for you, but we're here, and John's here to help everyone who does decide on that, and helping them throughout that process. So
no, you had mentioned, like, how do students try to figure out if college is right for me? I do believe the center has the what is college right for me. So if you guys have touched on that, that's a great place to start from an admissions perspective, and in the exploration piece of figuring out what you want to do. We have the Me 3. Yes, ME, the number 3. On asu.edu, and it literally is a survey where they'll show you a couple of pictures. You pick one, you hate one, kind of thing, and by the time you're all done, it'll come up and say, hey, these are things you could look at, your top 3 majors that coincide with careers. So I did it just to have fun with it and figure out. They told me I'd be a great sales manager. I'm like, really? Okay. So I did it again because I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Sure enough, sales manager again. I'm like, okay.
Well,
so,
if you need a second job.
Well, auto dealership things are starting to go down, apparently, so not going to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Another great resource is Keisha as well, because she does Chapter 36, and a lot of her thing is career readiness and what kind of job are people looking for. So that's another great one, especially for military connected folks.
Yeah, I try to send a lot of our voc rehab folks down that way. Excuse me, VRNE folks to her. Yeah, she's very welcoming.
Yes, yeah, awesome. Absolutely. She's really helpful. We're really happy to have her. Oh, man, hopefully she can come on the podcast.
She should.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That'd be great to have her give some insight. So what advice would you have for new students who are struggling to pick a degree?
Ask around.
Yeah.
So talk to people in plans that you may already be interested in. Do the Me3 survey, talk to your family, talk to previous employers if you need, because oftentimes your bosses will say, well, you know, even though you didn't do as well in this job, but you have this as a potential kind of thing. Just self-exploration. Yeah. Really.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of what we were talking about earlier in this was the first step is to just explore what you are passionate about and what interests you, and then see where you can apply that in a degree. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's because they say, what, if you love what you're doing, you don't work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Give yourself some patience.
Yeah.
Because it can be a huge transition, especially if you're fresh from the military, getting out and then starting school. Give yourself time, even if you're not. You did a couple of jobs in between and now you're ready to go to school. Still give yourself, because it is a hugely different environment from active duty military, reserves, guard, whatever, to academia. It's so different. You know, the amount of volume of reading that you're doing and the research that you're looking into. But focus on the relationships that you're making, and even outside of our group of veterans and things. You're going to be meeting 18-year-old students that are getting fresh started. Yep. You're going to see those folks that are like me. You know, I've taken applications for folks that are in their 60s and 70s. So we run the gamut. Just take your time and build your network as well.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Also, question I have is, how often do people who reach out to you, how often are they a little older, in their late 20s, 30s? This is their second stint at a professional career.
Large population of what we call non-traditional learners, if you will.
Right.
So people aren't alone if they go through that process.
Nope, absolutely not. Matter of fact, I mean, if you walk on campus, you'll see a couple of us out there, right? Not just me or Sean walking around, not bringing Sean into into my group. But yeah,
the older gentleman club.
You know,
yeah. No, I think ASU is a really good melting pot. Like, I went to a smaller college, so it wasn't nearly as diverse. So this is like, if you think you're not going to find someone who's like you, you absolutely will. There's 4 campuses, tons of people.
And also, ASU just keeps getting bigger, and really any school in the country. Everything is increasing in terms of school population, majors are increasing, different degrees being offered. So now is the best time to be enrolling in school.
And even that can be not a deterrent by any stretch, but we do have such choice, and the volume of what is out there can be overwhelming for some people, which is where the Me3 comes into place, kind of narrow things down.
Exactly.
You know, so because students will ask me, well, what can I study? I'm like, look at this list of 400 things that you can kind of pick from. I mean, even if you put in engineering, it's like well over 100 different engineering programs.
Right.
Business is the same way.
Yeah.
So if you can't find it here, it's probably not going to be much anywhere else. Really.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's a good point. It can be overwhelming, but I think we'll talk about that more later in some of the episodes. So,
I have a stupid question for you, John.
Never stupid.
If you could do it all over again and pick the funnest major, I don't think that's a word, but like
most fun.
The most
be
fun.
A teacher, most
we can
fun.
Be grammatic.
Yes. A more funner. Nah, that sounds weird. John, if you could choose any degree from ASU right now, just do it all over again. You're 19. What degree would you pick?
That's a tough one. It would probably be, honestly, here it is.
Yeah.
Death investigations.
Wow.
Yep. Recently introduced last fall, falling under forensic science, but specifically death investigations. Yeah. I tried to keep that to myself, but I've 48 out, first 48, all those shows.
Investigation discovery.
Death investigations.
Yes.
That's fun.
Wow.
I remember the first time I came across that degree, we were looking up a student. I was like, death investigations.
Yep.
What is this?
I mean, I would have the same answer if I could do it all over. I'd probably pick the same thing.
Gosh.
Yep.
I didn't know if there was like an underwater basket weaving type major for.
No. Because if that wasn't a choice, I'd have a hard time because there's so much out there.
Exactly.
I'm not a tech guy, so it wouldn't be, the AI stuff, but, psychology, people person and all that, but death investigation.
There you go.
Well, any forensic scientists out there?
There you go.
Death
That's your thing.
investigations.
Do we got anything else? Any other questions for John?
I don't have any other questions. Do you have anything you would like to add?
I just am thankful you guys are doing this. This is a great venue. And of course, the people behind the scenes are our Sun Devils, and they were specifically a transfer that I was working with. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, our own crew.
Kudos to the crew.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the shout out. We haven't mentioned the behind the scenes people yet, but shout out to our media production crew for helping us put this together.
I appreciate you having me.
Of course.
And we appreciate you coming on and taking your time out to answer these questions and chat to the students, the audience, and us. Yeah.
John, if somebody's trying to reach you, where should they go?
Technically, they can send me an email. The best thing to do is ASU John McGuire at asu.edu. But they'll find my links and places all over asu.edu. So, and even if they're online, I'll get them to my online coworkers. I really will, because they don't necessarily make the distinction on the webpage and things of that nature. So that's fine. That's why I accept it. I do return phone calls. Okay, let's put it that way, right?
Okay,
my number's on my card and everything, but with the volume of work that I do, it's hard for me to stop what I'm doing, pick up the phone. If you leave me a message, I will get back to you. I promise.
Right.
Gotcha. What's your phone number then?
496-5453.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It should be on the webpage too. Even if they look in the search on asu.edu, the search John McGuire, it'll pull up my profile and have my number.
Perfect.
But don't use that email address because that's my Microsoft address.
Okay. Elise, what time is it?
Mailbag time. Period. We got some questions from you guys. So if you don't know, mailbags are basically us answering your most common asked questions. Feel free to message us on Instagram, any of our socials at Sun Devil Vets on Instagram. You can message us on LinkedIn, Pat Tillman Veteran Center Outreach, or you can email us, which is ptvcadvocate@asu.edu. So let's get into these questions.
Let's do it. What do we got?
So one of the first ones is about parking.
Gross.
I know. Very common question as a new student here.
Yes.
But this question is from Desmond Campbell.
Okay.
He asks, sorry, that's my response to his email. He said, how can I get a parking pass? My VA representative told me he put in a request for parking.
Oh,
interesting.
So what'd you say?
The VA, if your VA representative gets you a parking pass and you are not able to access it, you should be able to upload your receipt and figure out how to get that uploaded through parking services. But no, the most common answer is each campus does have a parking services office, so you can go walk up and get your parking pass in person, or you can get it online through your My ASU. You can go to parking online, and then you should be able to reserve your parking pass through there. And there are different kinds of parking passes. You can get cross campus. There are different levels based on how close it is to campus. So just be weary when you're checking them out that you're getting the right one for you.
Regarding the parking in transit office as well.
Yes.
Like Elise said, there are tons on each, well, there's one on each campus, but there's multiple that you can visit. My recommendation would just be emailing them if you have specific questions about that. So it's possible that maybe the permit was purchased like in office, but you would need to reach out to your Chapter 31 representative for any of that stuff. So really, the best recommendation when it comes to Chapter 31 questions is reach out to your counselor and see if that's been uploaded or what they can do to help you. If you're having trouble reaching out to them, please reach out to our team, sco@asu.edu, or Keisha McGuire, who will be on the show later. That was a good answer.
Thank you.
Cool.
Well, kind of to back off that, we have another question about the shuttle?
Elise, you want to hear something crazy?
I do.
I also got a question.
No
it
way.
It was specifically about transit and the shuttles and buses, how that works.
No, that's just crazy.
We got a question from Cheyenne Jones about transit and parking. Transit and shuttle services.
Okay.
Yep. So this is a great question because this is a great resource, especially if you are going from campus to campus. Let's say you have class here at Tempe, and then you need to go to Poly for a class on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Well, I would highly recommend doing the shuttle. It comes every 15 minutes at each campus. It goes from each campus to every other campus. So you can go from Poly to West. You can go to from Poly to downtown. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it comes every 15 minutes during the school year. If you want to go to a game, like the football game this Saturday, you can park at Poly and then just take the shuttle. It will drop you. I don't think it'll drop you right off in front of the stadium, but it will drop you right off in front of Gamage. And then it's not too far of a walk from there. So that's a great question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and how much does it cost, Nathan?
It is the low price of absolutely free.
It's free, you guys. There's no reason you should not be taking advantage of it, especially since parking here is so expensive.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford the cross parking pass, get one, get the cheapest, use the shuttle, take advantage of it.
Yeah. And do not get a parking pass at 2 different places if you do not need it.
Yes.
So thank you, Cheyenne, for sending out that question. That was a great one. I don't have anything else. Do you have any other mailbag questions?
Not right now, Nathan.
Okay.
But we hope to answer some of your questions soon.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for all your questions. If you haven't reached out already and you are meaning to, you can reach us on Instagram, which is Sun Devil Vets, LinkedIn, which is Pat Tillman Veteran Center Outreach, and you can email us, which is ptvcadvocate@asu.edu.
Thank you to John. Thank you to our crew, our amazing crew. Thank you to our listeners.
Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Elise.
Thanks.
And go Devils.
Go Devils!